Happy Monday, everybody. Let me see here. Y'all know I have to get everything up. Get the slides up. Wow. So this has been a very productive discipline for us to get in here every Monday morning and conduct our weekly sales huddle. We know mindset, market updates, and new money. We know that the basis of this call, make sure we get this up here. We know that we started this call because we saw a need. I saw a need, and the need is even more apparent now. We saw a need for realtors to just be number one, to get their week started with the right mindset for business development. I can tell you, we talk about this all the time. When you shift from, if anyone has ever been an employee, when you shift from employee to employer, when you shift from employee to entrepreneur, and you become the person that's primarily responsible for production, for output, it's a totally different dynamic, right? And one thing I always say is that the biggest benefit that people see in becoming a realtor also becomes their biggest burden. It becomes their biggest downfall. And that is the flexibility of your schedule. That is the flexibility of your schedule. So because people always say, oh, I want to go into real estate so I can, kind of create my own schedule. Yeah, you do. You create your own schedule. And if you don't show up, then, no money is made. And so that was part of the reason why we do this Monday call. And then also being an entrepreneur, we know that it can get tough. It can get tough sometimes, and you're having to always encourage yourself. You're having to always you're the visionary. You're everything for your business. And so sometimes it can become a challenge. And so we wanted to make sure that your mindset was in the space to go out there another week and be productive. Secondly, market updates. Things change all the time. They change all the time in our business. And I'm sure that now more than ever, you guys are probably watching the news. Well, don't watch the news too close, okay? Don't watch it so closely that it's affecting your productivity. It's affecting your mood about your business, because I keep telling you guys that there are still buyers in this market. There's still sellers in this market. And so we want to make sure that don't slow down your momentum. Don't slow down your momentum, guys. Again, there's still money to be made in this market. And with that being said, new money. We're having a conversation about how you can get after new money. Again, there's always new opportunities, and we always want you to be focused on, how am I going to go get the next check? One thing about our business, you're only as good as that last closing. And because you're only as good as that last closing, your mindset, your business model, the streams and the functions of your business should always be on making sure that you are securing the next deal. All right. So with that being said, again, we've met before. You guys know who I am, right? And then of course we want to make sure that we acknowledge Jessica, our loan operations manager. Morning, Kay, all the way from Orlando. Want to make sure that we acknowledge Jessica. We know that this call every morning is powered by Modern Mortgage Experts. A loan for every home for sure. Even in this 8% interest rate market, there is still a loan for every home. As I was just saying, today is our final call of 2023. Woof! This is crazy. This is crazy because it came quickly. And when I was looking at my notes, I was like, wow, like it was just October 2nd. It was just October 2nd. And we were saying 4 more calls, 3 more calls, 2 more calls. And now today is the final call. So I gotta tell you guys, I know, right? I'm having a moment because I'm not even sure how this is gonna work out for me. But today is the final call of 2023. There's a lot of Gee, there's just a lot to do, a lot left to do, even still in this year. There's a lot left to do in this year. But today is our final call. So we're gonna finish strong. So with that being said, again, tap in, block out this time, turn off distractions, take notes. I see this call very much as a recap of what we've discussed over the past months that we've been conducting this daily huddle. Of course, again, I've already indicated earlier why we do this sales huddle. I want to, and I was having this conversation with Jessica. I want you guys to, many of you are with brokerages that probably already conduct sales huddles. I want you guys to make sure that you get in the habit and the routine of attending these types of meetings. So to prevent drift, I promise you. Information changes situations. And what I know for sure is that oftentimes a failure to grow and thrive and address a particular issue is simply because you didn't have information. So always, and these calls are so convenient that, they're virtual. And other calls are virtual as well. So always put yourself in a position to gather new information. Again, information changes situations. All right. So, with that being said, mindset. Let's get into our mindset shift for the day. Let's get into our mindset shift for the day. I want to go back to a mindset shift that we had a few months ago, but it remains relevant. And for our final call today, what I want to leave with you guys is this mindset mantra. With the market doing what it's doing and all the interest rates and inventory and so on and so forth, you need to focus on controlling the controllables. Control the controllables. No, you can't control the interest rates right now. No, you can't. You cannot. You cannot. You cannot control new home starts. You cannot control you cannot control what's going on with the cost of construction. You cannot control the war that's going on. You cannot control many of the things that society and the news is telling you that's affecting your business. And some of them, it does affect it. But what can you control? The things that you can control, I want you guys to focus on that. Focus on controlling the controllables. What can you control? Let's start off first of all with your mindset. You don't have to listen to the naysayers. Some people think it's funny, like literally. It's like how they say with the news, if it bleeds, it leads. Meaning, if it's bad news, they're gonna start off with that first, because we know that that's what gets the attention, right? Don't focus on the bad news. Again, not to say put your head in the sand and not be aware. Exactly. Change the narrative. Not to say don't be aware of what's going on. What I'm saying to you though is don't let how someone else has assessed that information to control you and your business. Someone else said, oh, 8% interest rate, I'm gonna just pack it up. I'm gonna just pack it up. I'll just pack it up until they get back to 6.5. I'll just pack it up. Wait, what? Guys, we're still closing. I got a signing in a couple, actually, they're probably out there already. I'm literally silent for a reason. See, Marissa, I'm closing today. Listen. And Marissa, you guys might not know, I know. Marissa left W-2 employee and became went full-time in this real estate thing. Just what, 4 months ago now? Time flies. 4 months. 4 months. Ketia just closed on last Friday. So I'm taking my time and I'm quiet right now, or not, giving too much verbiage right now on purpose, because I want you guys to just let that sink in, that some commentators, they get paid to spew out bad news. But we come together to share the good news that we're still closing. We're still closing, right? What are your controllables? Like I said, we're number one, the mindset, the narrative. Number two, the marketing. Even in this market, guys, there's still people that, what do I always say? Must sell. It's either their best move or they must move. Whether it's a buyer or a seller, it's either their best move or they must move. What does that mean? Meaning death, divorce, those types of things that happen, they must move. They just don't have, new job. They must move. They don't have any other options. And there's others that is their best move. It's their best move because they need to make a real estate investment, because they realize that they're just throwing money out the window on rent or some other non investment type situation. So it's still their best move. Even at 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, it's still their best move. And so that's what you can control. Control the controllables. Control the controllables. Right. Marriage is relocating. There's so many reasons why people are still moving. Some people are downsizing. Some people are taking advantage of the market and say, well, market is still up for me. Let me sell this big house, or let me sell this house and go and invest. Right. So the main thing I want to leave with you guys today, don't go quiet. Don't go quiet, because there are still people in this market, again, that either they must move or it's their best move. Right. Janet just won on the contract. Listen, I know. I talk to you guys. I know. I see the contracts coming in. Share the good news, because, again, this is why we come together as a community. Because if you listen to other people that are not even in our business, like how are you going to let someone who's not even in your business tell you how your business should look right now? I don't know. I'm fired up. I'm sorry. Market update. Market update. Okay. Again, we're aware today's average 30-year mortgage interest rate is about 8.5%. It is 8.05%. It's up from a week ago. It's up from a week ago. Right now it's at 8.05%. Again, that still does not mean that people aren't moving. There's still people that must move, or it's their best move at 8.05%. What do you need to do is you just need to explain to them what that means. Oh, and by the way, maybe you say, hey, don't wait for it to get to 8.5, right? Change the narrative. That's the new mindset. That's the reset for today. What Ketia said, change the narrative. Jessica and I were talking before we got on the call, and was talking about looking at some new construction properties in the summer. I think Jessica said they were at 330 over the summer. Now they're at, what'd you say, 365, 385?
They're now at 385 all the way up to 410, and they are going up because they're selling quick.
If I was someone who knew I wanted to purchase, and the realtor that I follow is saying, whew, prices were just at 330, now they're at 385, some at 410. Hurry up. I always say hurry up. My marketing campaign will be hurry up. Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy. I mean, guys, listen, we talk about this every day. They have options. How are we getting out the new money? You're going to be the guide. Why is this still a good time to make a real estate investment? That's a whole nother change the narrative. They're making an investment. They're not buying a pair of shoes. They're not even buying a car. They're making a real estate investment. They're making a real estate investment, something that's going to increase in value, right? something that is going to create generational wealth, passive income for them, something that's going to create the next opportunity for them to become an investor. Because again, we know, let's simplify this. Once they get that first property, what are they going to now be qualified to do? Pull equity to purchase the next property. So let's have a different conversation with our clientele. Sky's the limit. Listen, I'm getting excited. I don't know about y'all. Y'all watch my marketing. I'm gonna be, you're not buying a pair of shoes, okay? Shoes go on sale. Clothes go on sale. Cars even sometimes go on sale. Real estate increases in value. The closest thing to going on sale, the closest thing to going on sale is these incentives. I see y'all killing. Tell them the closest thing to real estate going on sale is the incentives that sellers and builders are offering right now. The closest thing to real estate going on sale is the incentives that builders and sellers are offering right now. Hurry up and buy. How do you counteract the increase in home prices right now? How do you counteract the increase in interest rates? Incentives. Sellers want to make a deal. Builders want to make a deal. This is why now is still a good time to make a real estate investment. It's all narrative. It's all conversation. It's all conversation. I tell you guys all the time, like you are in the best position to get your prospective buyers and sellers off the fence. You are, no one else. Don't wait for someone else to feed you. You're in the best position, right? Are you available today? Exactly. Exactly. So with that being said, what with being the guy, and I mentioned this before in another presentation, you guys can screenshot this. What financing options are available? The reason why I tell you to screenshot this, especially if you're on your phone, because you need to know these. You need to know these. You don't need to be an expert, but if you're approached by a potential buyer or even an owner and they're saying, well, I want to invest, but I don't know what are my options, you'll be surprised. See, what ends up happening is the information is second nature to you guys, to the general public, they don't even know. They're like, oh, I didn't even realize, right? So everyone's talking about these high interest rates, but did we remind them that a VA loan, no money down? Did we let them know that conventional now is hitting 750? Conventional, remember, jumbo, you would be in jumbo territory if you were looking at a $750,000 loan. But now, in anticipation of what we know that Fannie and Freddie's going to do next year, the conforming loan amount, that is going to 750. Lenders are already now underwriting $750,000 loans as conventional and not jumbo loans. That's huge, right? So if you guys have buyers that are in that luxury space and they're savvy enough to say, oh, I don't want to have to go jumbo, hey, hurry up and buy. 750 is now not considered jumbo. So we can get a decent interest rate. Bank statement loans. We have a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of self-employed people. Bank statement loans are still out there. Hard money loans for investors. FHA is still there, 3.5% down. There's still down payment assistance. There's still home equity lines of credit. There's still debt service coverage ratio loans. Those are huge. DSCR. When we come back, guys, I know it won't be before this year is out, but when we come back, you guys as realtors, you have to be masters of these investment loan types. It just is what it is. I was talking to Jessica. You're not W-2 employees. Some of you are not. So as a non-W-2 employee, you have to sometimes take the more quote unquote unconventional routes to financing approval, but that's fine. That's fine. But the theme of what we're shifting into and what I'm going to continue to talk to you guys about into next year, you guys need to make sure that you secure your own financial security, your own real estate portfolios. You should not be in a position where you're making everyone else rich showing them all, they're increasing their number of doors. They have homes, they're building equity, and we're still check to check. That's just not going to work, right? And so sometimes we have to slow down. Sometimes we have to slow down the rat race of ushering of ushering everyone to their next investment property, and we're not even getting our own investments in line. Right? That's going to be a huge theme for me. Even personally, I'm being very honest with you. I told Jessica, I was like, hold on, I'm closing everybody else. I got to make sure that I get mine in there. Because if you allow it, everybody will run you to what's a priority to them. So I'm getting off my soapbox on that. Okay. With that being said, the second thing I want to leave you guys with, no, the third thing, because the first thing was the mindset shift. Control the controllables. As this is our last call, make sure you control the controllables and change the narrative. Change the narrative. The second thing is make sure that be the guide. Be the guide by ensuring that you know how to at least tee up these conversations. You don't have to be the experts. Punt them over. We'll finish the conversation. We'll get their application taken, tell them all their options. But at least you be the guy. Let them come to you first because, Katia was talking about this DSCR loan or this buy before you sell, right? Sellers are concerned too. They want to sell, but they realize that if they sell in this market, they have to buy in this market. So what are their options? You guys got to know this. You got to know this because you want them to come to you first. Again, know enough, as they say, to be dangerous. Okay? Gone are the days where all you can talk about is the house. Like, great. But you need to market money because they're never going to come to you to talk about the house if they don't feel like they have the money in place. Think about it logically. If I feel like I can't afford it, then why am I even going to talk about it? Let's talk about how they're going to be able to afford it first. Okay? Now, with that being said, I want to end the call by talking about your money. Your money. Your money, when I say money, I'm saying realtors, you on the call. Many of you may or may not have included rental transactions as part of your business strategy. Some of you don't need it, quote unquote, you don't need it, or you're not in a place where you can incorporate this just yet. But for those of you who are developing your business plan still, and you still have room for a stream of income, consider rental transactions. Why? Number one, they happen quickly. No, the checks aren't as big, but that's when we talk about volume. They happen quickly. You can close a rental transaction very quickly. Renters become buyers. Buyers become sellers. You're building your database of contacts, right? And these are more people that you can tap to refer you more business. At the end of the day, I want you guys to always I want you to remember that the success of your business is predicated upon your marketing, the number of leads, the number of opportunities, the number of at-bats that you have. If you're not talking to enough people, it's automatic that you're not going to close many transactions. Contacts equals contracts equals closings. You have to be in contact with more people to go under contract with more people to obviously close more people. We know it's a numbers game. So when I say rental transactions, I'm not saying rental transactions just for the benefit of the income itself, but think about it as you're building your pipeline, you're building your funnel, you're increasing the number of people that you've come in contact with that is going to, if you do a great job, and I'm assuming you're going to do a great job, they're going to come back to you for more business, and they're also going to refer you out. So again, if you're not already doing rentals, consider it. Consider it. Consider how to include it, especially in this market, in your business plan. Okay. Here's another suggestion. And we talked about these, I'm just recapping some of the ones we talked about previously. Property management. Again, I know realtors, they built their business on property management. for the same reason. They had a built-in clientele. I'm not telling you to completely abandon purchase and sale transactions to go and build a property management company. I'm not telling you that. But somebody has been considering it. Someone is already doing it, at least on a low level, and they could easily ramp it up a little bit. Again, it's just an additional income stream. And we know that this is a constant, this is a drip, this is a constant income stream because you get this every month, right? So just a consideration, just figure out how you can supplement, create an additional stream of income. And then lastly, part-time and contract work. Again, I was telling Jessica, listen, before I opened my own firm, I worked for another firm. And on the side, I built my law firm. That's what it is. So many of you, if you're not already doing part-time or contract work, you can look into it. If you are currently doing part-time or contract work, good for you, right? And maintain that until you have a steady stream, until you have a solid business plan on how you can sustain without that, if you decide that you want to, release that stream of income. How do you become a property manager? So there are certificates, they call it CAM license, but you can also do that without a license to start, right? You can do property management without a license. But when you get to a certain number of units, there is something that's called a CAM license. But you become a property manager by just learning how to manage people's property. What does that mean? That means I collect your rent. When the tenants have a problem, they call me. When it's time to fill the place, I find your tenants, right? I do inspections. I coordinate repairs if repairs need to be made. No, that's a very good question. See, and this is why, again, information changes situations. Someone probably thought that you needed a license to become a property manager. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just need to know how. Okay. Now, passive streams of income, Airbnb. If you follow me on social, listen, Airbnbs are going crazy still. It's just an option. It's something to think about. It's something to think about. And someone's probably saying, oh, well, I know I need to purchase a property to do that. Not necessarily. There are some landlords, some owners who they don't want to get in the Airbnb. They don't understand it, but they will allow you to Airbnb their property. Again, you just have to do a little bit of research to see whether or not that works for you. Long-term rentals. Again, same thing. Into the new year, I have to. It's important that I have a conversation with realtors about building their real estate inventory. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? So long-term rentals might be a play for you. It may or may not be something that you can execute on right now, but please put it on your business plan. Put it on your vision board as a passive stream of income that at some point you are going to have long-term rentals or even Airbnb, but you definitely need doors, right? Now, a quick way to looking for another one. There you go. Marie has one duplex, looking for another one next year. Come on, Marie. I better drop some fire in the chat for Marie. That's what I'm talking about. Stocks and REITs. Real estate stocks and REITs. I think I told you guys, I might have told you guys the last time I mentioned this. I purchased, as far as stocks go, I purchased what I understand. I learned that a long time ago. So my stocks are in like Lowe's, because that's what I understand. Home Depot, Tesla, like anything I consume, that's what I'm going to invest in. That's another stream of passive income. And then you guys as real estate professionals, you definitely should be investing in REITs. I mean, that's how you build your livelihood. And so I know in the last call, someone had mentioned about doing the training on investing in REITs. Again, as we get into the new year, yes, ma'am, we will absolutely be doing a conversation on this because, again, we should be the first partakers of the ability to make money in real estate as real estate professionals. Okay. So to wrap up, it's 10:30, right on the dot. We made it. Don't just work for the commission. That's a single stream of income. A single stream of income is too close to none. One stream of income is too close to none. Take that with you. One stream of income is too close to none. One stream of income is too close to none. And that is the benefit of, okay, perfect. That's the benefit of you guys being in this space. I got into real estate because I knew what real estate did for the wealthy, right? And when I say wealthy, I see your hand, Richard. Give me 1 second. When I say wealthy, I want to be sure that I'm clear to you guys that it's not just about dollars and cents, but it's about freedom. It's about the ability to take vacations. It's about the ability to have passive income. It's about the ability to have multiple streams of income. It's about the ability to not rely on, going from check to check or closing to closing, right? It's about the ability to have freedom and healthy mindset. So when I started studying the wealthy, this real estate and investment in passive income was part of everyone's strategy. So again, I say to you guys, in our final call of this year, as the stewards of the real estate space, as the professionals who usher buyers and sellers from door to door and closing table to closing table, make sure that you are the first partaker. Make sure that during this time that you are building and securing your financial future, right? Make sure that those who don't even operate in this space don't have more investments in this space than you. All right? All right. So with that being said, again, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself for the next few weeks, but we will be back. We will be back next year. Check your emails. Of course, we still have our Thursday. We still have our Thursday trainings. I see you, Marissa. We still have our Thursday trainings. This week is the contract class. And then I don't have the other ones committed to memory. So this month, no, November is going to be our last set of classes. December, we're off. It's the holiday. And then we'll be back strong with our fully regularly scheduled program in January. But with that being said, again, I want to leave you guys with this. This is business planning season. Please include in your business plan your exit strategy. This is what it is, right? Please include in your business plan your exit strategy. How are you building additional streams of income, and how are you building passive income? Because remember, one stream of income is too close to none. One stream of income is too close to none. All right. Richard, did you have a question?
Yeah. With the CAM license, is that needed when you have a bunch of different, it's a certain number, but is it when you have a bunch of different places you're managing, or is it like when it's a community or a building or something?
When it's a building, I believe. When it's a
Okay,
building.
so it's not, so if you had like even 50 different people that had you managing their places, you wouldn't need that.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
No.
Okay. It's only for communities or buildings or something like that. All
Yeah,
right, thank you.
communities and providing certain services. But just do a quick Google search. But CAM is only when you get to, like you just mentioned, you're doing communities and providing another level of service. But you can have a number of individual owners that it does not require a license. Very, very good question, Richard. All right. All right, guys. If there
Have a
are no
great week.
other, what'd you say, Richard?
Have a great week.
You too. You too. Thank you guys so much. Listen, you guys have no idea. There's a quote that says something along the lines of like, even the teacher learns when they're teaching. There's something along those lines. Having this conversation with you guys every week stretches me even the more. Because every time I, have a aha moment there, I'm like, wow, I got to share this with the group, I will let you know that for all intents and purposes, I'm not that far ahead of you guys. You got to know it. Like, I'm not that far down the road ahead of you that I can't understand what your day-to-day business looks like. Again, remember, I was a licensed realtor first. I just always had a part of my business plan to become an attorney. But I'm in the trenches. I'm doing transactions. My husband's a broker. And at the end of the day, we all want the ability to make a decision to, if I don't want to run today and show a property, I don't have to, right? If I want to rest, I want to be able to rest, right? Those different things. And so whenever I find a nugget, whenever I find a strategy, whenever I see something that's working, again, trust me, I don't bring you guys anything that I don't know. I haven't tried it myself first. When I know something is working, I'm sure to bring it because there's more where that came from. All right. Again, one stream of income is too close to none. We can't be the stewards of real estate investments for everyone else and not get our own. All right. All right, guys. See some of you on Thursdays. Oh, I will. I will definitely be enjoying the holidays.